The recent ribbon cutting at the John Howard Society's Bill's Place means that many men who deal with the devastating effects of substance abuse can find and receive treatment closer to home. The facility has been a long-time dream of the organization. On site are safe living spaces for men who have successfully gone through treatment, and now a 12-step program for those needing to enter treatment.
Everything's brand new.
At the makeshift open house was a man who knows all too well the destructive and demoralizing power that all too often comes with alcohol addiction. A man who now works at the facility, sharing where he's been and what can become of someone who eventually finds the will to be more than how the disease defines them. With his youth spent training for a hopeful career in the NHL, a then 18-year-old hotshot on the ice for the Nelson Leafs collapsed during a game. The heart condition that caused the collapse also caused him to miss his draft year.
At first, it started off as, social, normal, Steve's the life of the party sort of thing, and that quickly took a turn to, we don't want Steve hanging out with us anymore. We can't control what he's going to do. He's just kind of a write-off. I couldn't control what I was going to do, so I started kind of isolating myself and drinking alone.
Turning to booze to fill the void quickly became a serious problem, and by the time he was only 24, those around him knew it was getting bad, but he seemed not to recognize what was happening. Steve entered treatment then, but not on his own volition, which is likely why there was very little success. Years later, when he realized he simply didn't know how to stop drinking and that the disease was becoming who he was, he willingly checked himself into a treatment facility similar to Bill's Place on Vancouver Island. This summer, Steve will honor his 5th year sober.
It wasn't just about the drinking. That was a coping mechanism more than anything. It was struggling to find out who I was, what I wanted to be, and who the person I could be, and what was intended for me. When I could figure out and answer those questions, results followed. Then it was more of a willingness to seek the help, maintain the help, and pursue on in life.
Steve shatters the typical stereotype so many have when they think of a man who is an alcoholic. Sharing his story is a testament to how grateful he feels to have gotten help from the people who cared about him, and now he says it's his duty to simply pay that forward.
He's such a powerful role model, not only for young men, but for every man who sees himself as not being, it's not possible for them to overcome their addiction.
Knowing what I've gone through, I wouldn't wish that on anybody else in the world. It was a horrible place to live in. It was a personal hell, and I see other people go through that on a day-to-day basis and struggle with that. And I found a solution, and it'd be selfish of me to keep that. I like telling people that, the booze and the drugs is just a part of it, and if you're able to let that go, that's amazing in itself, but to see what can become of your person, of your soul, of your spirit is even more of a miracle, and that's what I'd like to inspire other people with.
More information on the treatment programs offered at Bill's Place are available online. From Vernon for Go Okanagan, I'm Tammy Williams.